Hi, welcome back to 16RC Tank Workshop. In this video we'll continue a bit further with the Bailey Bridge. We'll try to get one of the spans assembled, fitting the transoms and the board supports. For anybody building one of these bridges, the instructions show how to build a panel assembly. Alex built these already, but they also show these small brackets here. These are where I would suggest leaving these top brackets off for now. Just the EN0107, just for anybody who's actually going to build one of these bridges at some stage. Joining the two sections of panel require these sections to be fitted. If you already have the panels assembled with the brackets in place, it's extremely difficult to get the nuts or screws into these brackets. So what I would suggest is, when you're building the panels, leave those brackets, just the top two, off. Assemble the framework, fit the brackets to the framework. Then you don't have to try to get the nut into this awkward area. It's already done. Here's the panel section. It's all fully tightened up. And the brackets will simply fit here, and then you can fit your screws. It makes it much easier. At this stage we will also be fitting these supports. I will fit these 6mm spacers onto the screws to prevent this bracket from bending when it's tightened. Alex is back in the shed today and we're putting the framework together. It's really hot in the shed today, so we've got the fan going. Okay, you have to go the right way round, okay?
So that's the wrong way.
So that's the bottom, look. So it needs to go like that. Now you want the nuts facing inwards. That's it, line up. If we did them the other way, it would be very difficult to get access to the screws. Or certainly to these screws. Easy to put on your finger and screw it in from that side.
Nope, 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 nope.
Well, you do it. Good and tight.
There.
Are you all tight?
Yep.
So we're at this stage of the build now where we're putting in these cross sections to join the frames. They join here with the small 6mm button heads. There's no really easy way to get at these. Some of them are going to be very awkward. So I think it'll be a stick with a bit of double-sided tape to hold the nuts. So I'm just going to start dropping some of the screws in place. It's got quite a lot of these screws holding it all in place. I'm just using a stick with some double-sided tape. Some blue tack would be better, but I don't have any. Just to get underneath. These ones are not too bad, but I reckon some of the other ones will be very awkward. Again, fairly loose to start off with, and I'll tighten them all up later. So I'm just going to work away on these for a while. I'm now working on fitting these cross sections. Lots more screws to fit. The bridge is becoming quite rigid at this stage. Tie rods are held in place with these brackets. Span is now assembled and I've got the tie rods in place. At this stage the bridge will require another light coat of brown paint to cover up any of the exposed fasteners, and then it'll be time to fit the woodwork. Next up we're going to assemble one of the ramps. The ramps will attach to the main section of bridge with these end posts. I've released the screw out of this. And that's the clamp back on. That's the second clamp here on this side completed. So now over to the other side. And that's the start of the first ramp. Now it's just the cross members to fit here. So not much to building a ramp. On these sections to fit across the ramp, there is actually an angle on the end. This will allow slope. And they'll fit in this position. And this is the first ramp completed. Next will be to find the timber boards to fit over the top. Here you can see the end posts which will attach to the main sections of the bridge. I've moved the bridge outside, so most of the framework is now complete. There is one major error in the instructions. Each span is shown with a support frame at the end. Here you can see it clearly on this end. But if you build a bridge like this, you can't fit the end posts. So the instructions are clearly wrong. So I followed the instructions and then came problems fitting the end posts. I had to disassemble and remove these frames. I don't know whether you're supposed to, but I put them on the other end instead. But it's a fairly serious error in the instructions which wasn't addressed by Armortek. With the frame in this section, you just couldn't get this end post to join up properly. I was trying to hammer it, not realizing that it was being blocked by the frame. I've now moved the bracket to here instead. I don't know whether it's supposed to be like that. It helps support the frame and keeps it rigid. But both of these ends, both front and rear, should be open. Also, the joins are very tight. I had to file some off to help them fit. And also I had to re-drill the holes for these pins. I just used an 8mm drill bit, but it was just impossible to hammer them in otherwise. So that's it for now. Next will be to start on the woodwork.